I hope you're doing well. Look on the screen. We got a caricature here. This lady, it says, "Oh my gosh, all these emails. Oh my goodness, you got to do this, you got to do that. A whole lot to do." What are we talking about? What I want to talk about today is, despite how things are going, you're going to always find people who want to, quote, make something happen. So check this out. As you can see, the little caption here, "Oh my gosh, all these emails. She has a lot to do." And I'm using this picture for a reason. A lot of times when things get really tough, that's when some people hit that grind. They're on it. They're going to make something happen. They're not going to let, "Oh, the economy is so bad, just stop me." So, in this, speaking of my community, you don't really get that support that you need. So, here's what's happened, and I've seen this happen before. Some people have really looked out. The person I'm speaking regarding is, of course, it's not her, this is a caricature, but here's what she's managed to do, and I thought, wow, will the BC ever get a clue? Will the BC reap the benefits? So basically, we've got a hardworking individual here who has an idea for a business. It's like, let's just say, a think tank, you know? Let's say you got a think tank going on. And it's like that in Silicon Valley. You're not going to really find those guys, "Oh, I got to get a full-time job working 40 hours a week and then work on my think tank." No, they have companies that invest in them. So their full-time job is to operate in this think tank, is to get ideas and get things going. That is their job. That's why investors put the money in. And people that understand business, it's not like, well, you're gonna have to get you a full-time job to help pay those bills, and then when you get home, work on it. That's pretty much sometime a poor person's way of looking at things. But people that have money, they understand the importance of investment. They understand this person has an idea. Oh, you know what? If I support it and if it works, they have the chance to maybe make a whole lot of money. Most in my community, they do not understand it. Now, we will invest all day long in Pookie and Ray Ray. Or they get home from jail, he'll be sitting up there with his mama, just talking, relaxing, and chilling. Meet a woman, maybe his job is to get in her vehicle, take her to work, drop her off, but just chilling. So that kind they'll invest in all day long. So fast forward here, I was looking at the dynamics of what was going on. So you basically have um, a young African American female, and what's going on with her? Let me tell you what's going on. She basically, I want to say, it's like a think tank. She has an idea, business wise, to make some money, and she's been going at this. Ooh, I'm going to say, from what I understand, about a year. And I said, wow. Her community will never, ever, 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 they will never benefit from this. Oh, hell no, they won't. So, guess what has happened? And my homeboy's friend did the very same thing. My homeboy's friend, his dad he's been a millionaire over and over for like a very long time. What happened? I'll just say Weinstein and them, one of them, showed up, gave him some money, and taught him the real estate game. Okay, he got a hold to the real estate game, and then he started buying some properties. Then he started leasing them out, the whole 9 yards, and he became very, 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 very wealthy. Okay. Hey, good for him. Became extremely wealthy. And he's wealthy to this day. Something came up. They needed 25 G's. He wrote the check. Boom. Just like that. And I thought about it. I was like, wow. And I remember him telling me how his father had gotten help from Weinstein. They showed up, showed him the ropes, and they invested in him, and boom, he's been doing well ever since. So, speaking of this case here, this young lady, she has an idea. I guess you could say it's like a think tank. And guess what has happened? Talk about making an investment. The brother from another mother has shown up. They're supporting her idea. They're not saying to her, well, this is your idea, this may not work, I don't know about that. No, they believe in the idea so much and know it's not any kind of relationship going on personal, it's all business. They believe in the idea so much that, guess what, they are supporting her. When I mean supporting her, she's not having to go and like, oh, get a job, and then when you get home, think about it, or try to jot some things down that may come to your mind, but you're on your own. They're not doing that. They are making sure that the rent is paid. Yeah. Making sure the rent is paid, her utilities are paid. her car insurance is paid, even crying about her credit cards. And it's like, so what's really going on here? And this is not family, and this is not her boyfriend or her husband. What's going on here? They're making an investment. They believe in what she's doing. And now, I was just checking into it. Wow, fast forward, there's already interest elsewhere. So I said to myself, there's already interest elsewhere, and she's been working hard on this. I wonder if she could have gotten this far within a year, or maybe a little over a year. If she could have gotten this far, if she had to work a 40-hour week, a full-time job, and worry about paying her own bills. See, this is how a lot of people in our community expect you to build. You're going to have to be on your own. We are not helping you. But again, oh, they've got money for a loser. Of course, they have money for a loser. We may not want to face it, but it's true. They have money for a loser all day long. They have money for the family certified jailbird all day long. But would they have the money to try to help this young woman to handle her financial responsibilities as she's trying to build? Nah, I'm not going to even, let's not even pretend. And I thought about it. I said, wow, so already she's been working on this, and now you've got interest elsewhere. Huh, you've got other people interested elsewhere wanting to come on board. Again, she put the pedal to the metal. Could she have gotten this far if she would have found herself having to do like we normally do? Or you got to work a full-time job to support yourself. We sure as heck are not going to help you. It's possible, but more than likely, if she can concentrate and stay on her hustle, guess what? She can work and move a whole lot faster. So what makes you think, I'm not going to say if, I'm saying when, because I can see now what's going on. I'm like, wow, she's going to probably turn out to be very wealthy. Very, very wealthy. Here's my other thing. If she turns out to be very, very wealthy, which that's what it appears to be, what makes you think that the BC should benefit from her hard work? You think she should all of a sudden just say, okay, guys, I made it. Without your support, I made it. You can't tell me that maybe somebody in her family, again, it's always what we can't do. But I notice when these men and Cletus and these criminals get in trouble, boy, black women, because we are led by matriarch, they will come out of a miracle. They'll make a miracle happen with that pocketbook somehow. Boy, if it's a young teenager, especially non-melanated, let it be Becky, one of them turn of age and then get an OnlyFans. Oh, who you think is showing up? They definitely know how to show up for that. And I thought about it. I said, wow, her community will never benefit from her success. And why should they? Do you really think, let's say, when she becomes successful, that she should all of a sudden just grab a whole bunch of black folks and go, okay, y'all, I made it. Now I'm going to bring y'all along with me. Do you really think that? Why should she? Is she obligated? Where was the community when she was trying to get it together? Like I said, this community, they'll be real quick to invest in a dust bucket. Criminals all day long. They will find support somewhere. You may have a women and a children homeless, but oh no, not a dust bucket man. Somebody will take him in the black community land. I said, isn't that something? And so then you kind of wonder why you see circumstances when people become successful and they go, oh, they're only with so and so because you know why? So and so is is who showed up. So and so, sometimes it's people that don't look like you. That's been your support system. That's how you got where you got. I thought about it. So what makes someone think that she should? Because we were having a conversation, and it was like, some people think, oh, this black person been successful. Okay, so now here we go. No, we don't. See, sometimes from what I see, the BC, you want a return on an investment that you didn't make. If a stock shoots up tomorrow and you didn't trade that stock, what makes you think that you all of a sudden should benefit from it? Did you trade the stock? Well, no, I didn't. Oh, so you want everything? What did my homeboy say? You want everything for free. Everything for free. And I thought about it. I don't want to hear what we can't do because that's always a well, we can't afford that. But again, it's a many woman, especially because we're led by a matriarch in the BC. They can afford a boyfriend somewhere. They were going to. I've heard of women are so foolish sitting up here buying men cars. He can't buy one because he just got out of jail, doesn't have a job. He sure as hell don't have any credit. It's like, are you really serious? So they can buy men cars, they can take men in, buy them clothes, provide food, shelter, have their children. They'll take in a dust bucket. But when you try to build with this community, good luck. Sometimes they'll look at you strange. I said, look at this. These people have been supporting her. And again, it is nothing romantic. And no, she doesn't have a Tyrone in the background lingering, living off the money. Matter of fact, for what I understand, her family doesn't really know about it. And I thought about it, at least not a lot of them. And I can understand why. Because you know how that can go. You're going to have those kind, oh, well, let me introduce me. Let me guess. You're going to try to come up with some old bootleg lie as if you're so smart. And then maybe they can invest in you. No, these people are not foolish. I said, look at this. Ain't this something interesting? It's like a think tank. So they are paying her way, supporting her while, and already looks like promise has shown up. Now the phone is ringing. Oh my gosh, the emails are coming. People are, I said, isn't this something? You already have a major player. You already got the attention of billionaire boy. And you think it's not going to be a success. A billionaire, you think you've got the attention of a billionaire company. Wow, look who that is. And you think it's not going to be a success. And I thought about it. In this community, we don't do things like, because everybody is so darn selfish. Everybody about what they can't do. But like I said, let a criminal get in trouble. They'll raise $10,000 tonight to get him up out of there. Making ignorant investments. So I thought about it. So why should she, when she becomes successful, what make it that she should sit up here and grab just go find a whole bunch of black folks to do what? To undermine it? Might try to bring it down. The jealousy is so strong in Keisha Jones and Tyrone. I thought about it. You have something, oh, well, she can hire me. Why would she want to hire you? You don't even have a kind word for the individual. She didn't get, I said, look at this here. And this lets me know, I think it's going on like a year and a half, to be honest. She's been on that grind and no one's breathing down her throat. But they saw the idea, they saw the promise and put the money up for her living expenses. Oh my goodness. It's a good investment. But we don't do that. And the question is why? We want to always tell them what we can't do when it's something constructive. But like I said, let a criminal get in trouble. Oh my goodness. You will find some. It's like, oh my goodness, how the hell he facing a murder charge? A murder charge. Not he ran the stop sign charge, traffic citation. How's the fella he's how in the world is he facing DV? Pedo. Assault charges. This community will find a way. What does that tell you? Ignorance. Love investing in ignorance. And if you're trying to think outside the box, business-wise, oh, I don't know. I don't know about that now. Yeah, but what if we invest our money and she don't make it? You invest money every day in a cheap product. You see that stuff shine coming to Atlanta and those idiots acting a fool. Did you see the video about the wig? They promised a free wig and maybe some cash prize or so. 5 o'clock in the morning, not getting up out of bed. I cannot get over that. And there was a line at a beauty supply store. Child, is that wig got some kind of stock certificate sewn in the cap? Ain't no way in hell I'm getting up. What's that wig doing for you? If that wig is defining your self-esteem or providing validation for you as a woman, you got a serious problem. Might be time for a psych consult. I said 5 in the morning, and they were listen. They were lined up. The lady that said she got there at 5 in the morning. Guess what? It was already in line. So I'm like, they must have been her to the place. Those women invested their time. I wonder if they invested their time on a parenting class or a book. All on a wig. Getting up early, standing in line for wigs, and then heaven forbid a new shoe come out, some new J's or Air Jordans, or some new Nikes. You'll see the men standing up in a line too in the cold with winter on. Somebody skipped the line one year, somebody had a gun and popped that person. Everybody stood in line like, yeah, okay, that person's dead, and they were still standing over some shoes. That's the sacrifice that they're willing to make. Shoes and wigs. Somebody gonna show up. You ever seen in your neighborhood they have like these little what do you call this? It's like um a little box. It's a decorative box and it has books inside, and it's like take one, leave one. And I thought about it. I have yet to see that in a predominantly black neighborhood. It is what it is. And then I thought about it. More than likely you couldn't, because what'll happen, all it's gonna take is an old street thug, see the little decoration with the books inside, and they'll probably just burn it down, just tear it up. Why? A product of that ragged environment. I thought about it. Can you imagine putting one there? But see, some of the kids can't even read. Heck, it's making me wonder. Someone said in one of my videos, do we know if even the parents can read? Again, the investments that we're willing to make. We'll make investments on jailbirds, cheap clothes, wigs, and weave, and some tennis shoes. The investments that we are willing to make. But like this here on this screen, oh my gosh, all these emails. I said, look at that. It's starting to pop off. You got a billionaire company interested in you. Let me guess. They probably want to sit down and talk and then, buy it, sell it. Maybe want her to sell it. But how did she get there? See, that's the point. How did she get there? Was she able to stay at home with mama and stay for free rent? And black mama's not having her daughter stay with no free rent. Oh, hell no. While she come up with a business plan, you might find, this my opinion, 1 out of 200,000 that might be willing to do it. Now her son, you got a better chance. Huh. Billionaire company reaching out to you. Gee, I wonder why. They've heard about it. They see promise. She's going to be successful. But the question is, look who put the money up day one. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, we can't do, like I said. But whenever it comes to a criminal, ooh, some money will show up. Look at the money that black women raised for Kamala Harris. Wow. And I bet those women more than, some besides people vote for whomever they want, whatever reason, AKA, maybe their sorority or women's reproductive right. But look at the money raised for whatever reason. If Kamala Harris, and I'm going to say this, somebody might get mad, guess what? It happens. If Kamala Harris, I wonder if she looked like Viola Davis, if that same kind of money would have been raised. I'm just saying, what if she looked like Viola, the beautiful Viola Davis? And I love her. She's one of my favorite. Angela Bassett, and also one of my favorite. If she looked like Viola Davis, I wonder if she would have raised that much money. I'm asking for a friend. What do you all think? Tell me in the comment section. But this picture here, oh my gosh, all these emails. Yep, and oh my gosh, it's what the emails are saying. Wow. So she got there a little bit faster. Why? Because this lady that I'm referring to, she's had help. Paying her rent, utilities, car insurance, checking on her, how about your credit card bills? And then I found out she has a backup card that belongs on somebody else's account. Like I have one with my nephew account, and I'm still paying for dates. I just happened to check this morning. I'm still paying for dates. I'm like, I'm just paying for restaurants. I haven't even had a biscuit or a croissant from a restaurant, and I really don't want to. I mean, I'm the tough girl, right? But when it comes for a kid, I'm a sucker, so I really can't say anything. I think I may have mentioned it before, and it's not getting through because I see I'm still paying for restaurants, and the price of these foods in the restaurants, I know darn well it's more than one person. So whoever Miss Keisha is, I hope you're having a good time off my dime. I know. I kind of did a little hint at it, but my hint isn't working because he's still doing the same thing. And to be honest with you, I don't have the heart to just say. I don't have the heart to say. Can you not spend $200 or $230 a month on some restaurants for you and your girlfriend on my card, even though your name is on it? I have to pay the bill. I just don't have a heart to say it. I really can't. I'm a sucker for a kid. I can't help it. So I just grin and, hey, keep it pushing. Oh my goodness. You know, I mean, as an aunt, I just cannot say. I can't say anything as an aunt. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for a kid. I can't. I know most people just say, tell this young man, y'all do it. I can't. Oh my God. I just can't. I've always been that way. I've always been a sucker for a kid. That's why kids love me because they always get their way. But I was like, man, I wish y'all ever do. I see a pizza plate, but what's this? How many going? Why you gotta go to this restaurant? But hey, it is what it is, But yeah, I'm a sucker for a kid, so I can't even say anything. I would like to. If it's a mess, I'd be like, you need to go ahead and just be honest and just tell that kid to slow down. Okay, you paying for these little restaurant, these little dates. But see, it's me and mine, so I'm a little weak. Help a girl say a prayer. I'm a little weak, so hey, what can I do? I'm like, well, it could be worse. It could be worse. But yeah, but I know it's gonna keep paying for these little dates. But anyway, yeah, this I thought about it. She's getting ready to blow up. You've got some interest here. You've got the attention of big money. Big money, this could work out. What are the odds of the Black community being able to capitalize, or let's just say benefit, off her hard work and success? Zero, because you know who got you there. You know where the support was. Again, I thought about that. We were speaking. You expect somebody all of a sudden, if she can hire me, she's just supposed to go grab a whole bunch of Black folks and they, okay, you're on my team. She can't do it because the hater rate is there. It's real. And the jealousy, you don't know if somebody might try to sabotage it. Anybody of any nationality can sabotage it. That happened to a Black man, I think, in Atlanta in this business. And I think it was a group of Indians, Gupta and company done got him for $1 million. Wow. Yeah. But this here, I thought about it when we were having a conversation. You think she's just supposed to grab a whole bunch of Black folks along and then set up a company? Because she already knows you're going to have to be very careful. And it's really sad. You get too many of us. See, sometimes the jealousy will get in and we get more comfortable. Then they might try to overthrow you or bring your company down. Sad but true. So you have to be very, very, very careful. You got to vet people. You'd be surprised. Some people, when they're vetting people, the folks don't even know it. They may have a private investigator following you about to see who you're talking to because they know you knew you showed up. They don't know if you might be with a competitor trying to get some information and take it over there. Have no idea. That's how big money moves. Now the person been going over here. They may try to search your phone call records, but also they're gonna go ahead sometimes put a PI on you to see where you're going and who you're talking to. Why? They're trying to protect the organization. They're not gonna let you in just to go ahead and tear something down or steal somebody's communication. You're not going to show up printing with no USB and put it in the back. No, time you put that USB in the back of that computer, laptop, you might be in for a surprise. It might send an alert. Or start snatching stuff off yours. It might be the reverse. Well, I don't want to invest in that kind of program. It might be life-saving. So yeah, I thought about it. What are the odds of the community reaping off her success? Did they help her get there? Does she owe the community? In my opinion, she doesn't. The community, you can sell hair and weave and shoes and get rich. Anybody can come in the community that doesn't look like a member of the community and get rich. We make investments all day long, especially in the seed of poverty D, but can't make investments. We can't promote each other this, but man, I tell you, it's a many man that hasn't worked in the past 5 or 2 years. He hasn't worked at all, and that dude is not homeless. He can bounce from here and there, and sometimes he's going to bounce around because he's entitled, he's ignorant, and that math, and he might be stealing. But try to do something positive. Try to do something. I thought about that. People like, your Shannon Sharps and all that, black men that love to build for Becky. They love to give the wealth away to other communities. Do you have any idea how those women can get that wealth and then they can invest in someone in their community off that Shannon Sharp money? That girl, Kanzaniga, whatever her name is, off they can use that. Next thing you know, they can invest in Brad and build him up a relative or a friend or a boyfriend. Next thing you know, boom, he got a successful company. Off of well, where does seed money come from? All I keep telling you, all it takes is one. But these are the kind of investments that the community doesn't make. Look at Robert Smith. Again, Robert Smith wouldn't have had that money. It just has to be honest with you. Brad is the one that put him on, and I'm not saying that's the man's real name. But it was a white man that came along and gave him that money. Byron Allen. Byron Allen, they wanted to do business with Byron Allen back in the day. I remember hearing his story. And he got a hold of some white male executive who was like, hey, you tell him this, that I sent you, blah, 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 blah. And that's when he blew up. You don't think there were rich black men back in that time? How long have they been playing sports and stuff? So what does that tell you? Certain people understand business. Look at Robert Smith Company. But here, a black woman, oh, she should be hiring me. I was like, based on what? Well, she don't own the black community anything. She just doesn't. Because you know why? The black community doesn't make these kind of investments. But I always want a return on an investment that you didn't make. I said, look at this. A year and a half, now you've gone at this kind of attention. You think she's been sitting up just playing with her hair or her getting my braids done? No, she been on that grind. They see her worth ethic. Why do you think they're supporting her financially? They can see the results. And then we wonder why sometimes things look the way they do. These are not the kind of investments that we make in our people. It is what it is. Oh no. But we'll invest in a criminal every day of the week. What's the ROI on that? Many women now, like those $300,000 black 300,000, I'm sorry, 300,000 black women unemployed. I mean, I wonder how many of them supporting a man. Now what your man gonna do since you lost your job? How many of them may have a good idea and maybe somebody can try to get together, try to help them along the way to go ahead and implement it? Get it going. Let me guess, none. And then there's so much discord, I'm sorry, and jealousy and dysfunction within the group. You may find somebody that's black that has money. They may want to hear about it. Okay, once they've heard about it, and then just squeeze you out because a lot of times we want to be the only one at the top. We got the gatekeepers. We don't want nobody else to shine. So this right here, oh my God, look at the emails. Yeah, she got an email, all right. Emails. This here in real life situation. Wow, so you got billionaire. I see you got some interest, and I thought about it. Look how she got there. What if she had to do like we do in a black community? Oh, you gotta work a job and you can't be you gotta work a 40-hour job and all that to try to make it. Oh, then you can see about that business later, but we're not going to be sitting up here. No, ain't nobody helping me. So ignorant, scared money don't make money. And you know what never make money? Ignorant money. Ignorant money never makes money because it's always doing some ignorant investment. Invest in my boyfriend, my baby daddy, or my son, not my son. So ignorant. So this situation here I'm telling you about, I'm happy for her, but it just made me think, in the black, out of all the money that we spend, we can find a few of our people like this here and help them out. Not that we can, we just don't want to. So when they become successful, don't think because all of a sudden, oh, you look like me and I'm black too and hire me, boo. Nah. It doesn't necessarily work that way. This community, a lot of times, is it's sad and unfortunate. I always want something for free. I always want a return on an investment that you didn't make. So look for your return in your boo. Look for your return with them other folks, the ones that you make rich. But yeah, we had the conversation. I'm like, you think she's supposed to sit up here and just bring a whole bunch of black folks? No, no, because what is going to happen is going to probably be some jealousy. I'm sorry to say, what is going to happen? A lot of people that she knows, they have no idea about it. Do you blame them? Because some will be like, oh, introduce me. What? Why would she want to introduce you? Oh, let me guess. So you can go ahead and try to get up on one too. You think you want to meet these people, and you might can try to run game because you don't have any kind of business plan or business mind. So you think you might want to try to meet them and run game, and you can tell them about your piss poor idea that's not real. And then maybe, as if they're dumb and stupid, they don't see through your ignorance, and they're gonna go, "Oh, we got the same plan for you too." That's not gonna even work. They'll see through you. It's not gonna even work. So another reason, when you're in that kind of situation, you got to keep it quiet. You got to keep it on the low, because your own people will know about what you've got going on and try to ruin it. Or introduce me, girl. This ain't no introduce me, girl kind of deal. It's really not. And the way that some of the ones that's talking, hell no. Introduce them. It might be the what they said, that'll kill the deal. No one has time for Bonquifa and company. Oh, I'm gonna need you to introduce me, man. Yeah, yeah. See, they can get something going for me. I always want to ride somebody's coattail. Want to always ride somebody's coattail as if you really got some information. Take. Might try to run game. These people are not foolish. They know a fool when they see one, and they know intelligence when they see it too. So this year I was like, wow. I said, so they're backing her, paying her expenses so she can make this business deal work, this idea work. And look at this old girl working even 7 days a week. She's passionate about it. Again, why can't we do that? But no, can invest in ignorance, can invest in a jailbird all day long. Will invest in dust all day long. And guess what? We're going to see how that return on that dust bucket turns out. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Does she owe the community anything? I say H to the no. Because if she had relied on this community, honey, you wouldn't have gotten this far. You'd be probably maybe 50% along, because you have to find a way. Don't forget, you got to take care of yourself. But boy, they sure have money for the dust buckets. Oh, especially these menses, these sons. They got money for them. You bet your boots they do. But anything for intelligence in this group, you are pretty much on your own. So no, she doesn't owe the community a darn thing. And when she gets her deal made, what have you, no, she don't have to all of a sudden just blackety girl, that might be a recipe for disaster. Am I saying that a non-black person might not try to do it? Of course, you darn skip it. But you think, yes, oh, let's grab some black folks and this. No, we don't need Meemaw's opinion, because Meemaw, where the hell are you when she was struggling? What were you? But for these men's, oh. So yeah, these are the kind of investments that we don't make. And you know what? That's why the community looks the way it does. It's not even safe for business owners. This only community I know that at the bottom, they'll kill them. It'll be a black man or a black woman in the business. Rest assured, if the women ain't stealing from them, they'll get their jank ass boyfriend and he'll steal and kill a business owner. Then we need some jobs up in here. The community. The community need an animal because it's full of ish. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. Does she owe the community? Why can't we do this more? So why? Don't understand business and life is business, but sure understand drama and ignorance. And that is why black people that are successful, they know how to move around, keep it moving, stay calm. The BC doesn't have much for them as a collective. It doesn't. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.